I play it.
Oh, we're live.
We're live.
We're
Nice.
live, everybody.
What's up,
I wonder
guys?
if we have anybody in here. Now I got to refresh. So we have to watch it on YouTube too because we're using
Oh,
Google
yeah.
Hangout. So
I
you have to
need
go click on it.
I have so much
And-
schoolwork up on my computer right now.
You have so much what? Schoolwork?
Yeah.
Like,
All right, guys. So I'm gonna be eating throughout this. I'm still eating dinner. I know it's late, but if you hear me chewing in the background, let me know in the chat. That way I can mute myself.
yeah, so we did, it was a Q&A on Jared's channel. How long ago was that? And we just kind of decided we liked that because we have a podcast too. Make sure you guys go check that out. But we kind of decided we, liked the live stream. It was kind of easy to do. It was fun to do. And we also got to interact. I mean, I think we had, 7 people reply back and forth, maybe a little more.
Yeah, and
But
like
it was really fun having people.
a lot of
reply.
people. I mean, I would say 7's kind of a lot to reply. Like they're interacting with your content. I mean, say I post a video and 2,000 or 3,000 people view my video. Well, it's usually going to have like maybe 40 comments at the most. So for 7 people to be interacting with your content at once on a live stream is kind of good if you think about it. But at the same time, once we ended the live stream, it had like 40 views. So that means at least 40 people joined in and then watched a few seconds and then probably left. But still, that's cool.
Yeah, or they could have just hung out and, not commented anything. That could also be happening.
Right.
I guess. I mean, that's stuff you don't really think about. But, so, Jared, I went fishing today, man.
Yeah, man.
And I tried a new body of water out, and I didn't have any luck. What's my problem? I just don't think the time was right, honestly. I think it was a little cold, and we just had some rain yesterday. I just don't think the fish were hitting in the creek yet.
So, what did you know about this body of water before you went? Did you know anything about it? Like, did you know what fish you were fishing for? Did you know where to go? Who told you? Like, how'd you even know to go there in the first place? Is it just something you saw on the side of the road or what?
Well, I would tell everybody that's watching this to go check out my video, but I didn't catch anything, so I didn't really get to make a video. But I kind of explained. So I moved up here to Blacksburg to go to Virginia Tech for college. Back in August of 2018. And I moved up here. And even though I've lived like 40 minutes away from there my whole life, I don't really know anything about this area, like specifically like back roads or anything. So I was just kind of driving back and forth to work, and I found this back road that was kind of a shortcut. And along it is just like a beautiful looking creek. And there's all kinds of spots to pull over, spots people like clearly park and fish. So I was just thinking, driving it this whole time, I was like, when it gets warm, I need to go try and fish it. Well, this morning I woke up and it was kind of chilly. It was like 50 degrees outside, 45, 50. But it was supposed to be really sunny today. So I thought, why not? You can never have a bad day if you're fishing. So I just went for it. And the only thing I know, it's the Roanoke River. And the Roanoke River, if nobody knows what that is, it's basically a creek. I don't know if you know anything about it, but it's nothing like a new river.
Mm-hmm.
Like most places, it looks like a creek. So I went and I tried it, and I know people mostly catch trout out of it, but I don't know, how easy it is to catch a rock bass or a smallmouth, but I know most people catch a trout, so that's kind of what I was going for. And I threw a spinner in swift water. I found a bunch of swift water places, and I tried to grub and didn't have any luck. So I found some still water and threw a Cinco, and I just couldn't get a bite.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Got finished chewing. Sorry, guys. Some people are into the mukbang thing, so. Well, okay. So I don't know, man. The creek bite, like I was telling Hunter over the phone earlier today, whenever we were talking about this, he said he went fishing. I was saying, yeah, usually the lake bite is the first bite that really gets good because the lake water is generally going to be warmer than the rivers or the creeks. And the smaller the body of water, beside just like bodies of water with current mainly. So, I mean, ponds have current too, but let's just exclude ponds from this. But let's just talk about rivers, creeks, and lakes. So in lakes and ponds are kind of the same. Those are going to be the first ones that really warm up. And ponds, the smaller the pond, the faster it's going to warm up. But where that water isn't as strong, or it's not moving as fast, then it's not going to be as cool. And the same thing in the summertime. That's why like smallmouth love current in the river so much in the summertime, is because they can stay cool in the current. And the river in general is good whenever it's really, really hot outside, because the water is cooler than it is on the lake. And then those dog days of summer that suck on the lake, it's generally better to go to the river because the fish are a lot more aggressive because the water's cooler. Well, the creek bite or the river bite, the smaller the river, generally the cooler the water is going to stay, kind of opposite from ponds and lakes. But that water in the creek is going to be cooler than the river, if that makes any sense. And that river that he's talking about is a small river, so it's going to be cooler probably than the new river. And that water, I don't know what the water temperature would be, but my guess would probably somewhere in the low 50s. And
Yeah, it was cold. I waded in it.
Fish bite in the low 50s, but they're not at their. They bite decent in the 50s, but it really gets better and better like in the high 50s. And if I had to guess, it was probably in the low 50s, because we've had a couple overcast days here recently, and that's probably significantly cooled down the water. I know I was fishing that tournament on Smith Mountain Lake the other day, and I fished for like 5 hours on Thursday, and then the tournament was on Friday. So the 5 hours I fished on Thursday, it was hot, the sun was high, the water was like 69 degrees. The same exact spot I fished that the next day in the tournament. At the end of the tournament, which are sort of like midday the next day, it was overcast and it was a cool night. That water temperature was 52 degrees in that same exact spot. A 17-degree difference just overnight. And that can happen a lot in the spring, and like just a cold front can kill the fishing sometimes. But yeah.
That's crazy. See, I kind of figured that, but at the same time, I didn't really, know that much in depth. But I kind of figured that was maybe why I didn't have too much luck this morning. But what's up, Clay? How you doing? What's going on? Clay's in here again.
What's up, Clay?
He was on Jared's the other night. So when do you think we're gonna go catch some donkeys, Jared?
Some donkeys. What kind of donkeys?
I don't know. We need to get on. See, for everybody who doesn't know or keep up with our content, we basically just do all kinds of stuff outdoors, shooting and hunting and everything. But if you ever noticed, we're not really too good at shooting or hunting, and we're not really too good at fishing because we go all the time, make videos, except on the river.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to start catching those 2 to 4 pound smallmouths every other cast?
Well, see, the problem is you can go do that right now, but we just can't because of exams and school and stuff.
That's true.
So, I mean, the best time to be on the river, like always, the best time to be on the river is now. Yeah. Anyway, the best time of year overall is right now too. So I said that kind of jokingly, but now like this time of year is really good too. So the fish are, I'm sure they're munching right now. The water's a little bit dirty. The water's just a tad bit high. So I bet they're eating like crazy. I bet they're just chewing, dude. I bet they're fat and chewing and schooled up. Well, not really schooled up, but stacked up sort of near each other, all kind of in one area. I bet it's killer right now. But unfortunately, school, man. School.
That's true. Only a few weeks left. What's up, Marlon? Big M. How you doing? Marlins in here.
Marlon's your biggest fan.
I know. I don't doubt that at all. I'm his biggest fan too. So.
There you go. There you go.
So I was thinking, Jared, and I had somebody a while ago. I don't know how I never mentioned this to you. I wrote it on my little board, and I never said anything else to you. But I had somebody message me, or not message me. They commented on one of my videos a while back, and I'm not gonna say their names, but it's somebody we know, and I guess we were kind of we know them pretty okay.
Yeah.
And they commented, and they were like, when it gets warm outside, you guys should take us fishing and show us the ropes. And I wrote on my board that as a concept. What would you think about, we have to take someone fishing and all this and everything. What if we took people and I guess kind of showed them? You know what I mean?
Man. Yeah, I'm down for that. I mean, that's the whole thing, sort of go take someone fishing, take someone fishing. I think that'd be cool. Just scheduling, man. I'm trying to figure out a time to do all this is just hard, but we could work something out. I mean, I'm off on weekends during the summer, and we can sort of schedule that around each other. But I would like for both of us to go, and that'd be a lot of fun, I think.
No, I completely
Or
agree.
even just taking I think it would be cool. Like you said, that was somebody we know. Like Clay, someone like that. In watching this right now, I would like to take someone like that fishing, even if they're beginner, they're intermediate, or they're even advanced fishermen, way better than me. I want to be as good of a fisherman as them. I would like to take them to places that I fish and show them what I know, and then maybe we can share information with one another. Just kind of connect and have fun and meet new people, because I'm constantly meeting new people at the boat ramp. I'm constantly meeting new people just at like when I went to the Bassmaster Classic, for example. I met a bunch of new people, and then a lot of different things. But I've met a lot of people, and I would like to meet more people. And I guess the people that I've met them, but I've not really fished with them. Because when you go fishing with somebody, for example, the guy I fished the Smith Mountain Lake tournament with, he goes to Emory here with me. I'm friends with him, but I haven't hung out with him a lot outside of school and stuff. But whenever we went fishing in that tournament the other day, I mean, we're stuck on a boat together for 7 or 8 hours, I think, and then we fished one more tournament last year for 7 or 8 hours. You get to know someone really well over that time, and it's just a great time. I mean, you're out there fishing. There's nothing better that you could be doing. So.
I agree. It's I love meeting new people, and I've talked about in a podcast before, but the first time and pretty much one of the only times I had somebody that I guess I kind of know them, but I didn't really recognize them that much at first, and they said something to me. I just thought that was crazy, and just the concept of taking people out and meeting new people is great. But when do you think that becomes a problem? Because you've said before, for me, I don't think it would. But I can't say because I've never been in that position. But you before have said you don't know if you'd like to be, for example, the Guggen squad, or somebody Demolition Ranch or somebody, because that's almost too much.
Yeah. See, I think having a small YouTube channel is awesome. We're not relying on YouTube for income. We're not, getting paid to say. We're not getting paid to recommend a certain rod to someone. I get endless messages on Instagram from people asking what rods and reels to buy. I get messages every day about that stuff, and almost every day at least. But we're not getting paid to say that. We don't really have any interest in misleading our audience. And also another good thing about a small YouTube channel is you can really connect with the people. We're reading every comment in here right now. Whenever the Guggen squad or someone big on YouTube, now not that there's anything wrong with them. I love the Guggen squad, for example. I like Demolition Ranch. But whenever they start a live stream, they're getting so many comments that they can't really reply to them. but they reply to the ones that people donate money on. And you don't have to donate money to get our honest opinions on things. You don't have to donate money to get a portion of our time spent on you. You know what? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
we're giving our time to the people for fun. We're not doing it for money so much. I mean, I have made a little bit of money off of YouTube, but it's like nothing. Like, I've put way more money into YouTube than I've gotten out of it. Between cameras, between paying to go fishing, between spending time editing stuff. Stuff takes just so much time to edit, and I even feel like I need to spend more time on editing and things like that, but it's just hard to make time to do all that. And I think the good thing about being small is that we can do all those things, and that's really great. But once you get big, I mean, I guess for selfish reasons it's good, but at the same time, even for selfish reasons, I think it could be bad because, there's days where, okay, for example, say I went into Bass Pro Shops today. I was actually at Bass Pro Shops today. I didn't buy nothing, thank God. But
That never happened.
but say I was in there and say Lunkers TV walked in there. I would say something to him. Like, that's just the type of person I am. Like, I would introduce myself. I would say hi to him. And I think there's a lot of people that would talk to him. And I'd say he can't go in a place like that and enjoy himself when he's by himself if there's other people in there that, I mean, everybody in there is like pretty much either likes fishing, hunting, or some kind of outdoor stuff. And they probably have seen his channel, heard of him. I mean, the chances are really high, especially if it's young people that like love YouTube, or like any people our age are going to know who he is probably. And
Right.
he just has to keep his reputation up no matter what, because he's basically like a celebrity. I mean, in the fishing industry, he is basically a celebrity. I mean, he's not recognized as a pro, but people know him more than they know a lot of the pros, maybe even most of the pros or all the pros. And like, just to keep your image up takes so much. Like, what if he's had a bad day and he walks in Bass Pro Shops and he has 5 people flooding, like wanting to talk to him about different stuff, and he just doesn't feel like talking to them. And because he's a human, maybe he's had a bad day, like I said, and he's in a bad mood. And then that first time you meet somebody, like the first time you meet Lunkers TV, he is rude to you because he's had a bad day, but you just think he's a rude person because that's how he was when you first met him. Then you get online and talk about how bad of a person he is and all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a lot to keep up with. Like, and I think it would be almost really hard to even enjoy the little things in life whenever you have so many people following you and they know so much about your personal life, but you don't know anything about them. Like, they know your middle name. They know what kind of house you live in. They know where you live. Like, you know what I mean? And that's
Right.
just so much, man. It's tough. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I can handle it.
So how do you keep yourself from getting big? Like, if you continue to do YouTube, unless it dies in the next, so many years, if like the app itself dies and something else comes out, the chances of you consistently uploading and not getting, I mean, maybe not Lunkers TV big,
Yeah.
and you're not getting big enough to be recognized in a lot of places,
Well,
are very small, I guess.
so, I mean, I say that, but at the same time, I think that the benefits kind of outweigh the costs. Like, Lunkers TV gets to fish and film for a living. He gets to fish and film for a living. I can't stress that enough. Like, that's awesome. There's so many people out here that work their tail end off at, a construction company, or just, I mean, heck, cleaning toilets, being a doctor, being a lawyer. Like, there's so many people that work so hard for their money. And I'm not saying he doesn't work hard for his money, but doing something that you love is important. And now I'm sure there's people who love to clean toilets for a living. I mean, maybe, I don't know. There's people who love to be a doctor, love to be a lawyer, I'm sure. But he gets to do what people spend their free time doing all the time. And he gets to do what I spend my free time doing all the time. And that's fascinating to me. I think it's really cool. But like I said, there are like costs and cons to it. But overall, I think it's a good thing because, I mean, you get to do what you love for a living. And if you can do that, then you're going to be pretty happy. I just think you'd be pretty happy doing that.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it has a lot to do with, like you said, the pros outweigh the cons, and just the fact that you get to do something you love every day. I mean, if he wants to, he can just, plan a trip to Lake of the Woods and just take off.
Yeah.
He really doesn't have any boundaries because that is his job. But I would
Right.
see how knowing from, like, he might be a little more, I guess, professional at fishing, and he might know certain waters better than we do because we don't really have a lake to fish around here that we're good at like he
Mhm.
does. But I can't imagine if he had the trouble we do going and like not catching a fish or not being able to have a video, and
Mhm.
then he's got to try to upload because he has to. I mean, he doesn't have to, but
Right.
more or less, like he pretty like that's his living, like you said. If you quit uploading, you'd be fine because you're going to law school.
Right.
But
And
it's your hobby.
and so he's got a lot of different things going on for him, which is smart because he doesn't have all of his eggs in one basket. He's not making all of his money from YouTube. And that's smart
Mhm.
because that's the thing with YouTube. Like you might as well upload every single day to take advantage of the money you're earning because you're going to keep growing and growing and growing. But once you stop uploading, and I've seen it in my statistics, I've watched videos of people talking about it, but I've seen it in my statistics personally. The less you upload, the less money you make, the slower you grow, or even maybe you don't grow. And it just everything goes down. And you might as well upload every day to keep going up and up and up to take advantage of YouTube while you're making money doing it. Because you never know. YouTube could demonetize all fishing content tomorrow and say, we don't like fishing. And that's one thing that they're scared of. They've talked about it in their videos. And I understand why they're scared of it. I would be really scared if I was relying completely on YouTube for money and I made these videos for people because I know these people are going to watch my video. That's not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is YouTube, which is a company, just simply saying one day, hey, fishing stuff, we've deemed it not suitable for advertisers, and we are not putting advertisements on fishing content anymore. Sorry.
Well, they've done that with hunting.
Right.
So not like, I guess, going out and blowing up washing machines with tannerite or making your own shotgun shells with knives from the kitchen, stuff like that. But like you can't even, have like sincere hunting video, fair chase, you get the game, you keep everything, cook it and eat it. Like they've already done away with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I'm not really going to like take a stance on that because I kind of see both sides to it. Because
Right.
YouTube has two different people to please. It has the advertisers to please, and it has the content creators to please. It pays the content creators because they're the ones who bring people to their platform, and then it really likes advertisers because the advertisers are the ones that pay them. And so they want to get paid first, and then they can give money to us. So I understand why they want to demonetize like videos that have guns and stuff because if the advertisers say, hey, we don't want our advertisements on these videos, then YouTube is going to be like, well, okay, then there's nothing we can do about that. Like, we can suggest that you do put those advertisements on our videos, but if y'all don't want to put the advertisements on our videos, then we won't. Like, we'll tell the content creator, sorry. But then I also understand as a content creator, like, you have a gun in your video, like, what's the big deal with that? And like you said, if you're going hunting and it's fair chase and everything and all that, like, then what's the problem? Like, I mean, there's so many other, like you could go out and film a commercial farm and talk about animal abuse and all of this stuff, but that wouldn't be demonetized, but a gun video would. But ultimately, it isn't even really up to YouTube. It's up to the advertisers. And if the advertisers don't want to put their advertisements on videos, then YouTube is not going to do that.
Yeah, I I can't even really say anything else. You kind of said that perfectly. I mean, yeah, like
I mean,
yeah,
it's just it's crazy, but like, I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense that you can't have a gun in your video, and they've even got so bad now that you can't even say the word gun. Like, I don't even know if once you upload this, like, say you were to eventually get it monetized in the future, they may demonetize it just because I said the word gun. Is there any guns in the background? No. Do you have any guns in the background of your room? No.
no,
Like, I don't know. It seems so crazy, but at the same time, you got to remember there's two sides to everything, and they wouldn't just do that for no reason. There's a reason behind it, and
yeah,
and,
and
and it's because of money.
right. And I mean, it's their rules, so you got to go with it either way.
Right? You got to realize that they're the ones that are allowing you to put your content on their platform, so you should be thankful for that in the first place.
Right. Well, um, Clay said you and Hunter should make a bait.
Make a
What do you
bait?
think? Yeah,
What
like
kind
I
of bait?
guess.
Man, I've thought about like getting like an airbrush kit and making like crankbaits and stuff. Just like painting them, not making like my own design, but like painting the ones that are already out there that I like to fish with and coming up with some new colors and stuff. But I just, I honestly haven't really got into like making fishing stuff because it's like, it actually poses a lot of health risks. Like, for example, melting lead for like every fishing lure almost has lead. I mean, you can go to the store and pick up a random fishing lure, uh, like a topwater bait. You can pick up a jig, anything, and it's going to have that cancer warning, birth defect warning because it's got lead in it, which is toxic. But melting lead is just not good for you, and neither is, you know, painting without proper ventilation and all that stuff. And I don't want to deal with all that, so I just don't mess with it much. But it would be cool.
So what about like, for example, 15 years in the future and like all your stuff's doing good and you have like sustainable income and you have a good amount of money, would it be something you would like, not you personally sitting there pouring the lead, but invest in like maybe a manufacturing company or something and like develop your own, design your own fishing lure, or would you rather do something else? Like, is that just not like, does that just not sound fun?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds awesome. Like, I think that would be really cool. But I think if I were to have a company, I would really like stress that one thing about fishing products because, like, the fishing industry is one of the only industries that has got away with putting lead in everything. Like, there's literally lead in rods, there's lead in reels, there's lead in everything. Now, if you look at, like, I don't know, tools, for example, and stuff like that, none of those things really have lead in them, or not many. Some of them may, but the fishing industry, like companies can get away with putting lead in their products, which is sort of a good thing because it makes your product cheaper, and cheaper to consumer too. But at the same time, we're putting lead in our rivers, we're putting lead in our lakes and our ponds, we're putting lead in all this water. It's can't be good for the fish and stuff. I mean, heck, for example, like Virginia, they won't even let you shoot lead at geese above a body of water. That
Right.
you
You
have to
have to
use
use
steel
steel.
shot, which makes sense, but no, it doesn't make sense because we're throwing lead sinkers in our water. We're throwing lead hard baits and all kinds of lures that have lead in them. People talk bad about live bait fishermen because they're using live bait, but if they're not using sinkers and stuff like that, then really they're not. I mean, they're not harming the water as much as we are throwing lures. And I don't know, man. Like, I just see it can't be good for like the water. It can't be. I don't know anything scientifically about it, but it just can't be good for our bodies of water. And I think if I was to have a company, I would really stress like trying to find alternative uh, materials to make fishing
So what
products.
you're saying is like 5 to 15 years from now, we're going to have a startup company and it's going to blow up because all of our products are lead free and we're changing the fishing industry.
You know, um, someone will probably steal my idea if they see if there's anybody that can afford to do that, they're probably going to steal my idea from this YouTube video and make it big. Lead free fishing products, changing the
Because isn't
fishing
that
industry.
kind of how like Patagonia started, didn't they? Like when they first started, wasn't it like they donated to like trees or waste pickup or something like that?
Yeah, I mean,
And
if you think about any good company, like what they do basically is they see a problem and they fix a problem, and then people value that problem being fixed, so they make it big. And that could potentially be a way to make a lot of money. But I don't know. That's just something I think someone else needs to do because I really don't think, okay, for example, whenever I tie a fishing lure on and I tie my knot, I always wet my line with my mouth. I wet my line with my mouth so whenever I pull that knot tight, it doesn't burn. The line doesn't burn itself and like make my line weaker. So I do that, and I'm putting my mouth right next to a lead weight. Like it takes very little lead to kill you. You know what I mean? And
right.
you're putting your mouth right next to a lead weight, or maybe even licking a lead weight. Like that's dangerous. I mean, it doesn't. It
Yeah.
seems crazy, but like that is dangerous. So
Well, I mean, I agree that's a pretty big problem. But I think what's the worst problem is when I was like, just for example, today I went fishing. I cannot tell you the amount of trash I saw on the bank and in the river and like just lying all around, strings tied to everything. And then even at one point, there was, I guess it was a push mower. It was either a push mower or like a big RC cart or something. And it was just like buried in the creek or river, I mean.
yeah, huh?
Like the engine and everything. It was just buried in there. Had a
Wow.
big rock sitting on top of it.
Yeah, that's really bad. I mean, yeah, and you think about like these boats and stuff that could have oil leaks, and it takes very little oil to pollute water. Like, we're all as fishermen, we're all about catch and release. We're all about catch and release. That's something that all fishermen preach, but nobody's out there preaching. Make sure you don't get your oil in the water. Make sure you don't litter. Make sure you don't use lead weights. Well, you have to basically if you're a fisherman. I mean, there's no way I get around that. I would like to get around that if I could, but lead's
But
in
when your
every fishing
company
product.
takes off, it'll be okay.
Do what?
I said when your company takes off, you'll have a way to get around
Yeah,
it.
that's right. But like what I'm saying is nobody's preaching those things, and I feel like those are bigger issues. I mean, catch and release is important. Don't get me wrong, but those are big issues too that we should be concerned about, but we're not concerned about them as much. And trash, I mean, the rivers really do clean themselves well. Like they when you throw something in the river, it'll go downstream, but it's going somewhere else. And that stuff that you saw on the banks probably wasn't from people fishing in that spot. A lot of it was probably from when the water got high and it came from upstream somewhere. And that just is awful because you throw something in the river where you're at, and then someone 20 miles down the river or whatever ends up with it in their backyard or ends up with it in their cow field or, anywhere. And it's just not good.
Right. Well, I think nothing's worse. I've never seen anything worse than I've been on like actual Claytor Lake bass fishing one time, like on an actual bass boat, like out in Claytor Lake. And we were, going out there fishing and we were like pulling up to people's docks basically and fishing around them. And I've never seen anything worse in my life than just like the sheer amount of trash and debris we were fishing in, just like bumping up against people's docks and stuff that just like washes up. I mean, it was
Yeah.
terrible.
Right.
But
Because,
that's not fishermen though. That's due to the fact there's, you know, hundreds of houses on that lake and people just decide to throw their stuff out
But
or it gets washed up.
I think as fishermen, like we can see the problems more than anyone else can because we spend our free time on the water and we see all this litter. We see like I said, the trash everywhere. We see I don't know, just everything. We spend so much time on the water. So like if we can recognize the problem, we should try to fix that, I feel like. But that's just coming from someone who, you know, is pretty into like politics and like advocating for, change or like advocating for doing the right thing, I guess. I don't know. Like just I'm all about doing the right thing or like trying to put my time into something that I feel like is worthy. And I feel like if we could try to fix some of those problems that I was talking about, then the world would be a better place.
Yeah, I think it would be too. I mean, the Jared jerkbait.
The Jared jerkbait. Who said
That's
that?
funny, Clay. Clay.
All right, hold up. I need to get back into the live stream thing.
Yeah, we're very new to this live stream thing. You see us looking around and doing different stuff because we don't really know what we're doing. We're just testing it out.
The
We finally
Jared
got the
jerkbait. That's
podcast
great.
figured out.
Yeah, lead-free leapfrog. That's funny. Hey, I'd say a lot of the frogs. It's kind of interesting because I've done my research on this. Like, I've looked at hooks, I've looked at plastics, and there's actually a certain type of plastic that causes cancer. It's like known to cause cancer, like not correlation but causation. It causes cancer, and it's in a lot of different fishing plastics. Like some of the Zoom plastics have it. It's only like certain colors in the Zoom, though. It's weird. But most every company has soft plastics with some bad plastic in it. That can't be good for the fish either. But what else was I going to say? Oh, and I've done my research, like looking at hard baits, and basically every single hard bait has lead. And like I said, hooks. There's some hooks that have lead in them, and it's like, why is there lead in a hook? You know what I mean? Like a hook that should not have lead in it. And it's like they just put lead into it because it's easier, or they use lead to make it or something. I don't know how it works. But I guess because it's cheaper, I have no clue. But if it's just a hook, now I understand if it's a jig and it's got a weight and a hook at the same time. But if it's just a hook, like a worm hook, and then you're going to add your weight to it, that should not have lead in it. Like there's no reason for lead to be in that.
No, not at all.
It's like putting lead in paint. Like we don't do that anymore for a reason, because kids would chip off the paint on their walls and eat it, and that would cause birth defects, and that would cause cancer in those children. Like we don't have lead paint anymore because of that. So why are we still fishing with lead? Like, why are we doing that? So instead of having it in our homes, we're just going to throw it in the water. And then people drink out of that water. Like, what the heck?
Because the universe knew you were going to come along and start a lead-free fishing lure company.
I hope so,
and then
man.
it's going to revolutionize the way people fish.
You and Hunter should make a video where y'all go to an arts and crafts store and make your own bass lure and see who catches more. Oh my gosh, that would be cool, dude. Go to an arts and crafts store? Yes, let's do that. You buy your own supplies, and you can't cheat. You can't get online and look how to make something. That would be sick, dude. We might have to go like get some hooks or something just to like add to whatever we want to make. That would be so cool.
That would be really cool. I need to do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Because those smallmouth on the river, they're so aggressive. They'll eat anything. Huh? That's smart. That'd be cool. I don't know what. Yeah, that's giving me some ideas.
Now I'm thinking. You got me thinking, Clay.
Give us some more video ideas, Clay.
Yeah, keep them, because we're always, Clay. You have no clue how often Jared and I are like, what video do we want to do? And Jared's like, I don't know. I can't think of anything. And I'm like, well, me either. He's like, I need content. I said, I know, me too. Like we just can't ever think of anything and like go through with it.
Yeah, I mean, trying to have good video ideas is difficult, but I don't know, man. It seems like everything that's cool costs money too, and I'm
That's
not really willing to pay a ton of money. Like I would do that, but I wouldn't. There's some people who go out here and do the $100 Walmart challenge or $50 Walmart challenge, and it's like, I guess I do spend 50. Like if I spend $50, I want to spend it on the stuff I need and not just for a YouTube video.
right. We could always fish with gummy worms.
That's right. That'd be cool. It's hard to do something original though that no one else has
Right.
done because there's the Walmart challenge. I mean, what else do people do? They do some crazy stuff.
No. It's very hard to think of stuff. You just got to keep coming up with ideas for us, Clay. We don't have to worry.
Fellow YouTubers, how goes it? Avid angler Underwood here. What's up, man?
What's up, Sa?
Sal Underwood. I mean, we know who our real fans are. Fans,
That's right.
fans and friends. Yeah, basically the same people.
All four of them, every video.
All four of them. Hey, we're here bringing content. The four of the people. That's what's so great. Like I was saying, Sai, go back and rewatch this whole live stream. You'll appreciate it. We talk about how all fishing products need to stop using lead. And what else have we talked about? How I'm going to start a lead-free fishing company. And I can't remember. And how Hunter can't catch any fish in the creek or in the river. Hunter sucks at fishing. I'm starting a lead-free company. Tuck and I fished that frozen pond for a video that I posted. Yeah, go to Sai's channel and watch our video of us fishing a frozen pond and not catching anything. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert.
Yes, Sa, what happened to your channel?
Sai, your channel died, brother. See, let's see.
You got to keep the content coming, man.
Sai, I've been waiting years for your new video.
I know I got my bell on for his channel.
I do too, actually. But what was I gonna say? How many people are actually watching this now?
I think like 3, 2, something like that. Not many.
2 or 3? Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I have a better camera gear now than I did before.
That's no excuse. I filmed my first like 15 videos on my iPhone.
Jared uses Swedish fish. Swedish. Hunter uses gummy worms. Hey, I'm down. Let's do it.
$4 video.
Swedish fish. I would probably, if I had to fish with a Swedish fish, I'd either I would either drop shot it. That's actually what I was going to say first. Or I'd rig it weightless, actually, on the spinning rod and just nose hook it and throw it out there and twitch it back.
Like a fluke?
Yeah, like a fluke. Pro tips with the Swedish fish. It may not cast well doing that, but if it didn't cast well, I'd put 2 on the hook or 3 on the hook and then twitch it back.
I'd wacky rig my gummy trawler.
Wacky rig your trolley worm.
Yeah,
trolley, whatever. Yeah. Wow, man. Well, how long have we been going on this live stream?
Way too long, so it's been over 40 minutes. It's been 45 minutes.
All right, well, we're gonna have to end this, you all. I know it's Hunter's channel, but I'll let him end it. But what I'm saying is we're gonna have to end it because I gotta go. But I gotta go work on some schoolwork. I enjoy doing this live stream though. If you guys want to see more live streams, please comment down below. Please let us know like what you like to see. If you like these live streams, I think they're pretty fun. You get to see us in real time, unedited, what we think about things. You get to interact with us in a way that you can't usually interact with us, and we respond to what you say. And so I just think that's a great thing. But just let us know. What we'll try to do is, I'm up for it if you're up for it, Hunter, but we can try to do like one live stream a week, either on his channel or on my channel, and that'll give you guys some more content to watch.
Yeah, I think we definitely should start doing one a week. We have the podcast too, and we need to get more strict on that since we've kind of missed 2 weeks in a row. But we need to get more strict on that. But I definitely think 2 live streams a week, they're a lot easier than podcasts because you just kind of, I guess, do them. You don't have to set anything up. You don't have to edit anything. So we can definitely do that for you guys. And I think we should. And we'll just talk about whatever, or if anybody has anything they want to address, or maybe one day we'll have enough people in here to constantly keep talking. So I guess
Right.
that's pretty much it for my first live stream.
Yeah, Sai said stay on for a little longer and I'll shout you out on my story. Man, we would, but it's been 45 minutes, so we can't. Like, we'll throw another one out next week. Then you can shout us out, but we appreciate it, though.
Any last words, Jared?
That's it, man.
That's it. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you go sub to Jared's channel. It'll be linked in the description below. Make sure you go show him some love. Sub to my channel if you haven't yet. And hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. We'll be coming out with more. We'll be constantly putting out content and collaborating with each other. And as always, everybody told you today, I love you, stay blessed. And as always, take someone outdoors.